These days, it seems like everyone wants to start a YouTube channel. And why wouldn't you? It can be really fun, and everyone's got some topic they can speak to. But not a lot of people really follow through with it. Oh yeah. And one reason I hear all the time is that they don't have the gear they think they need to start a channel. Well, once I get a camera, then I'll make these. There's sort of this idea that you need the newest, most expensive camera, but many of us watching YouTube are not necessarily watching for the production value. If that were the case, you'd probably just watch TV or a movie. A lot of people actually watch YouTube because the videos and the people are more relatable and real. The camera quality will only get you so far. You'll watch an interesting video no matter the quality, but no one wants to watch grass grow just because it's shot in 4K. Okay, actually, this grass growing video is oddly satisfying to watch, but you know what I mean. So first things first, just get it out of your head that you need to spend thousands of dollars on a camera when you're starting out, because you just don't. And to prove this, I'm shooting this entire video on a phone. Samsung actually reached out to me to see if I wanted to try their new phone, and I thought that was perfect to show that you can shoot a YouTube video on a phone. So today we're shooting on the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. It's one of Samsung's newest phones and definitely has the best video and photo quality of the new Samsung phones. Literally everything you see in this video, unless it's a screen recording, is shot on this phone here. So I've actually gotten so many questions recently about how I go about my process of making videos. So today I'm gonna show you guys, we're gonna take a somewhat boring topic and I'll show you how I would evolve this into an interesting video. So our topic is going to be libraries. I know, super random, but we're gonna find a way to make this an interesting video and shoot it on a phone. So first is either coming up with the idea or fleshing it out a little more so that it's actually a video. I actually don't put a lot of importance in this idea phase because I know my idea is gonna evolve, and if it's something that I'm genuinely just interested in, I know that I can find a way to make the video interesting through how I shoot it and edit it. I usually just have a running list of ideas that I think of randomly throughout the day on my phone, but occasionally I will completely run out and force myself to sit down and think of ideas. I find if I force myself to think of 5 ideas every day, good or bad, it trains my brain to always be kind of looking out for good video ideas. So when I'm doing this, my philosophy is just to write down everything. So often I see people get so caught up in the idea that they don't ever start. If you start censoring your thoughts and just thinking, oh, that's a bad idea, you're pretty much gonna end up with nothing. So I feel like you have to just get out all the bad ideas, put them on paper before you land on one that you actually think is good. Next, I start to actually shoot the video. And there are some things that I'm always sure to do while I'm shooting that I think make the video a lot better. So there's a few different techniques I love to use when I'm making videos that you can also use on your phone that are really gonna enhance your video and make it a lot more interesting. So the first one is slow motion. On the Galaxy, you just go into slow-mo or super slow-mo. I like the just normal slow-mo a little better. And then we're gonna point it at something like this tree. I like to add a little bit of movement because it feels like you're really there. With this phone, all you have to do is put that feature on. It works really well in daylight especially, so if you're in a really nice daylight area. I use slow-mo for all my videos. I'm sure you guys have noticed. It's a really easy way to get nice looking B-roll that we'll use later on while editing. The Galaxy S20 has both slow-mo and super slow-mo, so you can get these nice cinematic looking shots. I recommend checking this one out. I use slow-mo for all my videos. If you guys haven't noticed, it's like 90% of my videos at this point. So really great that it has that feature. Another thing I love doing in my videos is adding a bit of movement, but you don't want to add movement if it's just really shaky and people just get nauseous watching it. So one thing that this phone has that is great for movement is a super steady mode. So you just press the button, put this on, and now as you do any movement, it's going to stabilize that automatically. So even if I'm walking and I'm not that steady, this will compensate for it and make it a lot more steady. So I tested this out by running while recording because normally this is impossible to capture in a stable way, and we can see without steady mode it's really not even usable. So these shots without steady mode are pretty shaky, but with steady mode on, the running shot is actually usable and the walking one is just incredibly stable. Another cool feature of the Galaxy S20 is the space zoom. So this allows you to zoom in 100 times so you can get a shot of something really far away from you, and it actually looks really cool when you pull back with the other lenses. And on the shots where you don't need steady mode or slow-mo, I like to put it in 8K to get the highest quality footage. Another cool feature this phone has that I haven't seen on any other phones is something called single take. So with this, you take a video that's about 10 seconds long, and it uses all 3 of the lenses to get different photos, videos, and sometimes little boomerangs. So it's able to use all 3 lenses at the same time and some kind of AI to pick the best photos. So you have multiple options. So we can see we have the original video, we have a bunch of different photos, some of them have filters on them, some of them are at different points of the video, and it's better quality than if you were taking a screenshot from a video. So those are some of the shooting techniques I like to use when I'm actually shooting my videos. Another thing I like to do is mix in voiceovers with myself talking at the location. So we're in a study room for this library video. Now I'm gonna do a talking part. So I'm shooting this with the front selfie camera, and I think it keeps it interesting to go between voiceovers and talking to the camera within a video. Next part of the process is, of course, editing. This is really my favorite part of the process. It's really rewarding to see what you've shot, especially if it was particularly difficult to get any of those shots. It feels like magic when you're laying it all out on a timeline. Anything you're imagining in your head at this point, you can make real within a few clicks. I usually start by putting things on the timeline in the order that makes sense to me. Then I go back to the beginning and find a way to tie it all together in a montage that's fun to watch and kind of informs you what the video is going to be about. And then I'll record some kind of voiceover for the intro. I'm using this microphone here, but truthfully, you don't need to use this microphone. You can use earbuds, you can use your phone, but since I have this one, I do tend to use it. So while I'm doing this first cut, I usually start thinking of more ideas for the video I'm working on and find a few missing pieces that I might need to reshoot. So I make a shot list of all these new ideas or things I want to reshoot. Sometimes I end up changing the video drastically halfway through editing. I just feel like I need to shoot some of the video, put it on a timeline to really get a feel for where the video's going and how to make it better. So now we're back at another library to get all the shots that I thought of while I was editing. So I went to another library and got all my new shots, and I do this with almost all my videos where I have a day to shoot some additional footage. I think this is so important to go back and shoot just a little bit more because I always think of stuff while I'm editing. I never stop at just the one day of shooting. I always come up with more ideas that make the video sometimes completely different, but always a lot better. And then I edit again, adding in these new shots, and usually by now the video is feeling a lot more complete. So now let's take a look at the example video that we've shot within this video. When's the last time you went to a library? If you're not in college, it's probably been a while. With more and more people becoming self-employed, coffee shops are getting crowded. Working out of a coffee shop sounds like a great idea, but often there's nowhere left to sit, all the outlets are taken, and there's tons of distractions. What if there was a place that was free and designed for people who want to focus? Oh wait, there is. Libraries. I actually totally forgot libraries existed. So in this video, we're gonna check out a few of the libraries in LA and see if they're a good replacement for co-working spaces. The most promising looking library was the West Hollywood Library. This library has such a cool design, an amazing view. Everything from the windows to the actual ceiling of this building felt very well designed, and of course it being a library, very quiet, so easy to focus. This library seems like a great place to get some work done, so I thought it would be filled with people, but to my surprise there were quite a few empty workstations that seemed great for getting work done. They actually had outlets that had enough space to really spread out all of your stuff, and there were even empty meeting rooms where you could reserve the whole room and meet with people. Some of the other libraries were a little dated, but consistently each one had ample room to get work done. All of the 4 libraries I went to had a lot of empty desks, I would say 10 or more, so it's really no problem finding a spot here. So this is one of the study rooms, and I found that in all of the libraries I've been to for this video so far, which is 4, all of them have had study rooms available. So I don't think that libraries are really overused and crowded. So if you're looking for a space to focus and don't want to commit to a co-working space, I think libraries are a great free resource that aren't being used as much as you would think. Alright, so that was the video within this video. That's just a sample of how I go about making videos and kind of how they turn out. And I picked a random topic like libraries to show you guys that you can make anything interesting and how you edit it and shoot it in an interesting way. If you're still watching to this point in the video, I'm sure you can see now that you can definitely start making videos with a phone because you just watched an entire video that's shot on a phone. If you guys want more info about the Galaxy S20 Ultra, I'll have that all in the description box below. Okay, that is it for this video. Hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!